Balerion, the Black Dread, the largest dragon of House Targaryen, really the largest dragon to have ever existed in all of Westeros. Smaug, the Fire Drake, the last great dragon of Middle Earth, was king under the mountain for 171 years. But the question is, who's coming out on top here? Who's bigger? Who's stronger? Smaug or Balerion? Well, let's get into it. But before we get into it, make sure you go subscribe. Only 20% of y'all are subscribed, so make sure you go change that, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications. It helps us out a ton, and plus you get to see awesome videos every single day. And if you already are subscribed, well, y'all are amazing. Y'all are just crushing life. So just keep on killing it. Now let's get it. Now, this isn't actually as easy as you might imagine, because it's two different dragons from two different universes and two different writers and their imaginations. Like, Tolkien was a lot more interested in talking about Smaug's personality and his cunning, rather than like his size or his power. But we can still work with what we got. In the Hobbit trilogy, in the movies, they made Smaug 141 meters long, or twice as big as a 747. And this is about the most specific size that we're gonna get. Because in the books, well, it was really just that Smaug was able to cover a part of Lake Town with his shadow. He's stronger than most dragons, was the last great dragon alive in Middle Earth. And just him flying around is enough to make a noise like a hurricane and uproot trees and send them flying. He can shake the very foundations of the Lonely Mountain. It got to the point where he literally destroyed part of the mountain itself as he burst out of it. And don't even mention what he did to Lake Town. He absolutely destroyed that town. His fire was able to destroy pretty much everything in its path, burn everything it touched, set forest on fire, and absolutely carpet bomb the crap out of Lake Town. Just burn that town all up. Smaug was also able to use his fire and his strength and power to kill a big army of dwarfs, then went on to kill all the survivors of his initial attack. But in Middle Earth, well, dragons aren't just feared for their power or their fire. Dragons are also insanely intelligent, and Smaug is no different. He laid inside the mountain for almost 2 centuries, but he could still predict Sauron's oncoming darkness. He could notice the dwarfs' presence while they were still in Lake Town. He even had encyclopedic knowledge of his treasure hoard. He even noticed when Bilbo took a single cup. But the biggest knock against Smaug is his durability. He's claimed that no blade could pierce him. He's claimed that his armor is stronger and more durable than 10 shields. But he also went out super early and super easily. He has a soft spot in his underbelly that's not covered by treasure, and so Smaug was killed with a perfect shot from Bard and a single arrow hitting that exact spot. But then there's Balerion, the Black Dread. He's the oldest, the biggest, the strongest Targaryen dragon in recorded history. He's the absolute unrivaled ruler of the sky. His scale and his wings were pitch black, and he's so big that he made day into night when he was flying over a city. His wingspan was so big that he could cast shadows over entire towns as he was flying over them. His teeth were the size of swords. He could swallow mammoths whole, just gobble them up in one bite. And here's the thing, Balerion never really stopped growing. He lived for 200 years and only reached his final size a year before his death. He's fought in countless wars and battles, beat and killed countless dragons, and he was very experienced and skilled in combat. I mean, his skull and skeleton were still kept in the Red Keep decades after his death, all to celebrate his might and his triumphs. His fire could melt steel and stone. He forged the infamous Iron Throne, and he was one of the key reasons why Aegon Targaryen was able to unite six of the seven kingdoms in Westeros. But I think a true testament to his power and his strength is the fact that Balerion died of old age. He fought in countless battles. He encountered plenty of dragons. He's been in way too many fights, and nothing could take Balerion down. Nothing could threaten him. He was able to live through it all. He didn't die in a fight, he died an old man. So, who's coming out on top here? Well, I think Smaug is terrifying. Just absolutely terrifying. With his size and his power, and most importantly, his intelligence, he could win. He might very well win. But I think I might have to give the final edge to Balerion. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's more experienced, he's been in more fights and battles. I think he ultimately takes it here. Balerion wins.